What is going on, guys? Hank here, and welcome to this week's episode of the SpruesNBrews Scale Model Showcase. A weekly series where we get to check out some of the best and most inspiring builds sent in by you guys from all around this wonderful world of scale modeling. I've got some great features for you all this week, so let's jump right into it. Grab yourself a beverage, get cozy, let's enjoy some scale models. Today's first feature comes to us by way of Denmark from Benjamin of Angry Jazz Models. Benjamin sent in some shots of his phenomenal F4 Phantom 2 that he just finished up. This is a super hot kit right now. It was just released by Tamiya last year, and my oh my, does this thing look nice. Believe it or not, this is Benjamin's very first jet build, and it's only his third 1/48 scale aircraft overall, and I think he did a knockout job on this. He's built the Phantom pretty much out of the box, adding just a Kinta 3D cockpit decal for a little extra oomph there. Benjamin tells us he started the paint job here with some black primer and then moved on to some marbling and pre-shading with white and tan variations before moving on to the main scheme using Tamiya and AK Real Color acrylics. The exhaust work was done with all-clad aluminum and some Mr. Hobby metallics for contrast. Benjamin said that he did have some trouble with the decals being a bit thick, which many of us know is par for the course with Tamiya, but with a little patience he was able to get everything sorted out nicely and recreate this lovely sundowner scheme. Finally, Benjamin weathered up this bird with Ammo's oil brushers to really get those panels to pop. All in all, my man, awesome job on the Phantom here. This looks fantastic. I know a lot of folks are trying to get their hands on this kit, and I think that your effort here is a great inspiration for all of us if we do get a chance to take a shot at this new release from the folks over at Tamiya. If you want to check out more of Benjamin's stuff, you can check out his page at angryjazz_models on Instagram. He's a hardworking dad of 2 little ones and somehow still manages to create some phenomenal models in the little time he has to dedicate to the bench. So cheers to you, Benjamin. Thank you for sharing your F4 with us, and good luck on your next project. All right, so our next feature comes to us from a little further southwest of Benjamin. This submission was sent in from the Netherlands by Mr. Davey Martens of Dave's Mini World on Instagram. Here we've got Davey's Trumpeter T62 with a healthy coating of explosive reactive armor. Davey tells me that he built this whole thing up, vignette base and all, in just 10 days, which is a hell of an accomplishment. This kit was mostly made out of the box with some aftermarket tracks from Master Club added for a little extra detail there. The vignette base, which I think adds a ton of character to this build, I love a good setting, is made of wall spackle and a whole bunch of different enamels and pigments to get this final realistic effect. Davey said that the kit went together really nice. It was a good experience, which is a great thing to note. I haven't done a ton of Trumpeter kits, so thank you for the information there, sir. I also really like Davey's figure work here. These guys came out awesome. I always think figures add a ton of detail to your build. If you'd like to check out more of Davey's stuff, you can pop over to daves_mini_world on Instagram and give him a follow there. Davey got into the world of scale modeling during the pandemic, like many of us, and he's now totally hooked. He also mentioned that he's always up for sharing modeling tips and tricks and just chatting about the hobby, so be sure to say hey when you're over there on his Instagram account. So thanks, Davey, for sending in your awesome T62 for us to check out. Really nice work there. Keep it up. All right, quick 30-second pause for station identification. Just kidding. But if you want to submit one of your own builds for a chance to get featured here on the Scale Model Showcase, it's super easy to do. Just 3 quick steps. Number 1, send me an email with 3 images of your build to SpruesNBrewsScaleModeling@gmail.com. Be sure to include Scale Model Showcase in the subject line, or if you want, you could DM me your photos on Instagram at SpruesNBrews. Number 2, tell me a little bit about yourself and about the build. Who makes the kit? What parts did you use? Aftermarket parts? What supplies? Etc. I also want to hear about you. Where are you from? Where can people find your stuff on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook? How did you get into scale modeling? Anything that you feel would be helpful for folks to know about you and what you do. And lastly, number 3, subscribe right here to SpruesNBrews Scale Modeling on YouTube. You'll be supporting the channel, and as a bonus, you'll be the first to know when the next Scale Model Showcase comes out. Simple as that. And if you've already submitted work and you haven't seen your build on the showcase yet, don't fret. I get a lot of submissions each and every week, and I've got a big running list of all the builds that you guys have sent in for me to feature. Our last feature, for example, was sent in way back in week 1, and we're just now getting to it, so make sure to keep tuning in every Friday right here at SpruesNBrews Scale Modeling. You never know when you just might recognize one of your own builds. All right, with all that out of the way, let's get back to the features. Our next showcase this week comes to us from Germany. We've got a European hat trick this week. Nice job representing, fellas. This lovely Tiger 1 late model comes to us from Steve of Steve Builds Panzers on Instagram. He recently just finished up this Ryfield kit and did an absolutely killer job on it. This thing looks phenomenal. We've got a whole bunch of aftermarket details on here to really spice this thing up, including some Zimmerit from ATAC, photo etch fenders from Def Model, 3D printed details from Ammo for the tow cable mounts on the side there, and some brass rods for the bore cleaning equipment. Top shelf job here across the board. Those little details go such a long way into making this big cat look as realistic as possible. I love the Zimmerit application. It looks spot on, and it really helps all that later weathering work really pop in all those nooks and crannies there. Also, the paintwork on this is fantastic. Awesome execution of the tricolor camo scheme. Looks super. But I think the place where this build really shines is the weathering. The subtle streaking on the top of the turret there, the mud splashes, and especially the pigment work around the running gear and the tracks is all spot on. As I've said before, it can be really tough to find that balance between over-weathered and too clean, and Steve hit the nail right on the head here. If you want to check out more of Steve's work, you can pop over to Steve_builds_panzers on Instagram and give him a follow. He's deep in the process of building up another Ryefield kit. They're Easy 8 right now, and I think it's going to look great next to this Tiger 1. So awesome work on this one, Steve. Thanks for sending it in, and can't wait to see how that Shermie turns out. All right, so that concludes our show for today. Another big thank you to all of our features this week and to everybody who sent in submissions. We'll be right back here next Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern for even more Scale Model Showcase goodness. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to send in your submissions for a chance to make it on the showcase here. Instructions will be in the description below if you need a refresher. If you missed last week's episode, you can check it out right here. And until next time, my friends, be well, happy building, cheers.